Good evening. Coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for our brother, firefighter Leon Smith Jr. off of ladder 118. Brooklyn's Fire Under the Bridge, housed with engine 205. This climb is dedicated to his mother Irene, Marilyn, his ex-wife, and 4 daughters, Yolanda, Tiffany, Nakia, and Jasmine, and to Makai, Nakia's son. This 110 floors will take our brother all the way to the very top of the towers. 7 total verticals to get there. We'll reach the 101st floor, and it's only a short amount of time after that to take it all the way to the top. For our brother, who is 48 years old on 9/11, and his response on ladder 118 as a chauffeur to his time and service in the FDNY, where he started in, I believe it was 1982. Before that, he worked for the Department of Transportation and the Sanitation Department. And he got into the FDNY and was there at ladder 118, housed with engine 205 out of Brooklyn, Fire Under the Bridge. One thing about his engine and ladder out of 118, I believe, unless it was 205, I was trying to figure this out, but they called it the Express because it was the first truck that should be on scene when dispatched to the call. Our brother was very mechanically inclined there at Fire Under the Bridge, and it said most of the mechanic work on engine 205 was done by our brother, firefighter Leon Smith Jr. Right now, we're taking him up with honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. This is why we climb, to share their stories 19 years later and continue to take each and every brother symbolically to the top of the towers. Our brother was the chauffeur of ladder 118 of the iconic photograph taken of ladder 118 crossing the Brooklyn Bridge with the towers in the background. For our brothers to go to work at the World Trade Center Marriott as part of the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown by our brothers and those who responded in the rescue effort to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil. We must never forget, but always remember the sacrifices made so that others could live. And right now, our brother, who was a member of the Vulcan Society, which is I believe it was a black society for FDNY firefighters. Our brother was a son, a husband, and a father. And right now, this is to give honor and respect while carrying him up to the 110th floor. With honor and respect given, coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial stair climb for our brother, firefighter Leon Smith Jr. off a fire under the bridge, housed there with Engine 205. One of the things that I found out was that our brother Leon treated his truck like his girlfriend. He'd wash his truck every single shift. And everybody knew that they had to take care of that truck. And it better be clean and ready to go when he got back on shift, or they'd hear it from our brother Leon. That was his baby. He was the chauffeur of Ladder 118. And that iconic picture taken as they were crossing the Brooklyn Bridge. Thank you, Chris. I'm on the 306th today, and 37 brothers left to carry. One by one, they're going. One by one, their story is being told. Y'all stay safe out there. Right now, this is his 110th floors. For his mom, Irene. His, I thought it was his ex-wife, Marilyn. His daughters, Yolanda, Tiffany, Nakia, Jasmine, and Micaiah, Nakia's child. Our brother had a heart of gold. He would do anything to help anyone out. One thing I found out pretty interesting was CBS had cast him as a extra on the series Third Watch. So our brother Leon was actually on a few episodes of Third Watch at times, from what I was able to read. Our brother was also responsible, along with several other firefighters, for stopping a purse snatcher and chasing the perp all the way down to the Brooklyn Bridge, where they held him for the police to get there. Right now, this is his 110 to give honor and respect for the sacrifices made on 9/11, 2001. 19 years later, we still remember, and we will never forget. Our brother was 6'4" and had a size 15 foot, and it said he was the only one in the department with a size 15. I can relate. I'm 6'10", and I wear a size 15. For our brother and his legacy, we climb to continue to tell his story. Another one, going vertical till we reach the very top. This is why we climb, to finish each and every one of the 110 floors, symbolically carrying them to the top of the tower, pushing each one all the way up, so they will never be just a name on a plaque or a picture on a wall. 20 years later, we will still remember the sacrifices that were made on 9/11 and those that followed in the Anso County, those that worked the pile for days, weeks, and months until the recovery operation was declared complete. Those who succumbed to 9/11 illnesses and cancers, they will take their turn in the Anso County climbs. Once I'm completed with the initial 343 brothers. This is why we climb, to share their stories, to keep their legacies alive. For our brother, we're going up, going all the way to the top, taking him up, another floor at a time, pushing him. Our brother, the chauffeur of ladder 118, Leon Smith Jr., our brother, out of the express, because his company would get there first upon dispatch. Right now, this is his, taking him up another step towards another floor. We've got, looks like 4 verticals left after this. Little small slow up. Prior to getting to that 101st floor, we've got 4 more verticals. And this 110th floor is given in honor of the sacrifices made so that others could live. For his mom, Irene, his ex-wife Marilyn, his 4 daughters, Tiffany, Yolanda, Nakia, Jasmine, and Nakia's son, Micaiah. He will never be forgotten. Your son, husband, and father will always be remembered. This is why we climb. To tell their stories on this stair climber, on 9/11 climbs across the United States, on 9/11 runs and events, and across the world. Our brothers' legacies will live on, and they will live forward. This is why we continue to climb. So we keep our promise that we made on 9/11 of 01. 19 years later, we're still keeping that promise. To always remember, to never forget. These are a few of the reasons we climb. To carry their stories, symbolically taking our brothers to the very top. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. Coming to you live in the gym in Sunland Park, New Mexico. First climb of the tour, 306th climb, 343, with 37 brothers left to carry to the very top. For ladder 118 and engine 205, fire under the bridge. Taking them all the way. For our brothers, Vernon Cherry, Scott Davidson, Agnello, and our brother Leon Smith Jr. 118 is going vertical again. Going up. All the way. Symbolically. Going to the top. As I said before, our brother was 48 years old. He got in to the FDNY, I believe it was 1982. Worked at New York Department of Transportation. and sanitation, and it said he was a mental health tech. Also, at some point, our brother knew he wanted to be a firefighter when he was younger. He made sure that his friends were taken care of. It said that when he was younger, his mom would keep additional funding for his friends and make sure that there was food available so they never were alone and never went hungry. Carrying him up with honor and respect to the very top for our brother who was 6'4", wore a size 15 shoe. His fire boots had to be specially made. I'm right there with you. 6'10", size 15. So I feel your pain for anyone who has to get special order gear. This is for our brother, for their response to the Marriott World Trade Center, where they were seen up the floors in the rescue effort there. We will never forget. We will always remember. This is why we climb. For our brother, Leon Smith Jr., to take him all the way. That's engine 2, so we're still good. Carrying him up with honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. This is why we climb. Pushing him up all the way to the very top. On this third to last vertical, for our brother, firefighter Leon Smith Jr., the chauffeur of Ladder 118, who called and struck his girlfriend and gave her a bath every shift, took pristine care of his truck, and made sure that all the other shifts did too, or he would tell them something about it. It said that he did most, if not all, of the mechanic work on engine 205, which was the engine the Ladder 118 was with at Fire Under Bridge in Brooklyn. Pushing him up with honor and respect. Going all the way to the very top for our brother, who was 48 years old at the time of his response on 9/11. This is why we climb. To tell his story, to share their lives for the families, the FDNY, and our country. They will never be forgotten. As I said before, our brother was a part of the Vulcan Society, a society of black firefighters at the FDNY. It said he did charity work with other brothers, and he was a father to his 4 daughters, Yolanda, Tiffany, Nakia, and Jasmine. Taking them all the way to give honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. For our brother, who wanted to be a firefighter since he was super young, and said he put in several civil service applications at the same time. The FDNY, the state police, New York Police Department, and he got hired on in 1982, I believe it was, with the FDNY Company 118 out of Brooklyn, fire into the bridge. And our brother and 342 others made the ultimate sacrifice, responding to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the valor, bravery, and heroism that was shown. This is why we climb, to push them all the way to the very top, to finish his footsteps, symbolically carrying our brother to the 110th floor for his time of service to the citizens of New York. Firefighter Leon Smith, the chauffeur of Ladder 118, seen in the iconic last picture taken of Ladder 118 crossing the Brooklyn Bridge with the towers in front of him. This, 19 years later, we give honor and respect for our brothers and those who responded that made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. One at a time, we climb for another brother, going up towards that last, the 7th vertical, carrying him all the way to the very top. Pushing him to finish it. Coming on the last little rest before the last vertical gets us to the 101st floor. Pushing him to the very top for Ladder 118's last ride. For our brothers already at the top, Brandon Cherry, Agnello, Scott Davidson, and I went blank for a second. So our brother Leon Smith Jr. is going there along side right now. Our brother who went, when he was in school as a young kid, came home and his mom Irene asked him where his jacket was, and he told her somebody else didn't have one, so I made sure he had one. Our brother deserves honor and respect. The sacrifices that were made for the families, the FDNY, for our country, to keep the commitment and that promise that was made on 9/11, 2001, to never forget, to always remember. This is why we climb. For the FDNY, off and on the line, the ladder 118 and into 205, fire into the bridge. We're going to very top. All right, here we go. 100 on first floor. Just got to finish the last 9 floors for his mom, Irene, his ex-wife, Marilyn, 4 daughters, Yolanda, Tiffany, Nakia, Jasmine, and Nakia's child, Makai, pushing him all the way to the very top for our brother who drove ladder 118, was a mechanic for the house in Brooklyn, fire into the bridge. He was into charity. It said that Third Watch, the TV show, had him as a extras during the show. We will never forget his sacrifice, and those who come and those who will go after. This is the 306th climb with 37 brothers left to carry in the 343 commitment, and still counting. Coming to you live from the gym in Sunland Park, New Mexico. This is our brother's climb. Our brother right here, firefighter Leon Smith Jr. We're almost there. Taking our brother for his family, the FDNY, and our country. We're almost there. This is why we climb. To continue sharing their stories, pushing them all the way to that very top. For our brother in the last ride of ladder 118, fire into the bridge, going over the Brooklyn Bridge. Joining the FDNY, I believe it was 82. Our brother gave honor in everything he did. And this is Brother Leon Smith. Firefighter, ladder 118. Chauffeur, ladder 118. Rest easy, brother. We'll take it from here.